Who uses T-Mobile? You rock with T-Mobile, Revis?
No, I have Cricket. I'm an AT&T fan.
Okay. If you're on T-Mobile, I need you to pay attention to what's going on, because not saying that this is right, not saying that is wrong, but they're making some changes. And an internal document leaked saying that the carrier is shutting down traditional employee managed in-store activations, and they're forcing customers to use the T-Life application on their personal and mobile devices instead. They're about to shut down the physical stores, or if they don't shut down the physical stores, they're going to change the landscape of how you do your shopping at T-Mobile when it's time to buy a phone, or whenever it's time to have some technical support, or if you just need to go in and do some upgrades. They're saying they're changing how physical stores work by forcing all phone upgrades, new lines, and account activations to happen through the app instead of the employees' computers. Now, they said starting July 31st, company representatives will lose access to legacy back-end sales systems for consumer phone upgrades and line additions. Instead, you got to do it all through your app. That's a problem. And they're saying by October 1st of 2026, all new account activations must be handled directly by the customer inside the T-Life application. So they're saying we're removing the whole human interaction of what's the use case for the phone? Do I need it? Do I not need it? Hey, I'm having some issues. How do I do this? You got to do technical support through the T-Life app. Physical stores will become troubleshooting centers where employees guide you through the software on your phone instead of processing the transaction for you. This is a problem because T-Mobile employees, they get paid off a commission. Do you think they honestly want to go and help you and they know they're not about to make no money? Now, it's great for you as a consumer because it's like, oh, I can just come in and you can help me with my phone. But if you have sold a model of this is how we make our money, and now you're telling me I'm not getting a pay raise, I'm at risk of losing my job if I don't do this for you, and I have to go direct you through the app, you're just going to say, I don't know how to use my phone. Here it is. And they may or may not want to help you. They may say, I'll walk you through the steps, but you're going to have to do it all on your own. They're saying retail employees often push extra insurance, expensive cases, or accessories to hit commission quotas. Doing transactions on your screen eliminates that face-to-face sales pitch. You can manage phone upgrades or add family members to your plan right from your living room. You do not have to spend your whole evening sitting in a crowded retail store waiting for a representative. Managing changes inside the application lets you see exactly monthly service costs before checking out. This stops employees from adding add-ons onto your account that you did not want, they're saying. And they said if an adult child or aging parent needs an emergency line upgrade or plan adjustment while away, you can authorize it instantly through your mobile portal without them needing to visit a physical store. So they're trying to tell you this is why you need it, right? T-Mobile claims that processing upgrades through the digital platform is 25% faster with half the screen clicks. This simplifies the paperwork when you want a new device. Now, you need to pay attention to this because the era of walking into a phone store, handing over your ID, and letting an employee do all the technical work is coming to an end. If you rely on staff to set up your phone, transfer your data, or click the confirmation buttons, you're going to have to do this by yourself, and you're going to be faced with a learning curve. You will be required to log into an application, manage the verification codes, handle the setup yourself while the employee simply watches and gives verbal instructions. It forces you to become the tech expert for your own account. The biggest issue is that if your current mobile phone is completely broken, maybe it black screened or lost, you cannot open the T-Life application to process an upgrade. The company has not publicly clarified the backup protocol for non-functional devices. So employees are furious because their job security and sales commissions are tied to these transactions. You may deal with highly frustrated, unmotivated staff when you visit a store for help. And they're saying that the T Life application is known among users for being heavy on advertisements and slow to load, which adds friction to the basic utility of paying your bill. Now, you see every single fee, tax, and plan detail printed on your personal screen before you approve any financial transaction inside the T Life app. It eliminates the risk of unauthorized phone insurance or hidden feature tracking being added to your account by commission hungry representatives. And you can gain the capability to activate lines or buy devices on your own schedule without searching for an open brick and mortar store. And operating purely on the app based system creates a massive headache if your personal phone is destroyed and cannot launch software. Physical stores are turning into unpaid technical assistant clinics, and you lose the traditional concierge experience of someone doing the labor for you. And relying entirely on a single software platform means if the T-Mobile network or application crash or the servers crash, all retail commerce grinds to a halt. What do you guys think of T-Mobile pushing their app out to you? Revis, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. What do you think?
Well, my thoughts is not only is AI taking over, apps are starting to take over too. That is crazy. You're gonna lose your job to AI one way or another, and I don't feel like it's right. But that is the reason why you have the Metros, the Crickets, the Boost Mobiles, and the other small offspring of these big companies because people don't want to have to deal with all that. So I know eventually it's going to trickle down, but I do not like that. I like the human interaction. I like going into a store and dealing with human beings as opposed to doing things myself. And when it comes to the older generation, they're not ready for this. They're not equipped for this. They don't want to use all that. They want to do is pick up the phone, make a call, and everything. They don't want to text. And if anything go wrong, they want to go into the store, talk to the people, and let the people help them. If you don't have that human interaction, you just look at we're all going to be robots.
Hmm. I hear you, Revis. I don't disagree with you. I think this is something that we need to really pay attention to because if T-Mobile pulls this off, because all companies see is the bottom line, right? They're always trying to find a way to save a dollar. Not sure if you guys are familiar with Circuit City. If you're old enough, you remember a company named Circuit City. And somebody had this bright idea to fire all of their highest paid employees. Why did they fire them? Because they made too much money. And so they turned around and found the people who weren't selling well. And they said, well, since you're not selling well, you're not making a lot of money because you get paid off a commission, right? And what ends up happening? You let go of all these great employees who was making the money. They were the highest paid employees. Within 3 years or less, the company ended up going bankrupt. Why? Because instead of trying to do an upsell to bring in more money, what ended up happening? Tell me more about this case. I don't know. Tell me more about this TV. I don't know. Tell me about this. I don't know. Well, how are you going to make more money? You let go of your salespeople. So this could be a reincarnation of what Circuit City went through. And I don't know if this is a smart move or not on their part, but July 31st, there's going to be some changes. If you can't just walk into a T-Mobile store and buy a phone, you telling me that you want me to do business with you? That's what you telling me? That ain't making sense. I'm gonna probably go to Verizon. I'm gonna probably go to AT&T or any other carrier that's out there, and I'm gonna probably do business with them because I want to talk to a human person. I don't want to be put on hold, have to deal with your AI. and then hopefully I get a live person to give me a phone. And you're telling me to go through the app. And then what if the app? No, I'm not feeling that at all. So something to pay attention to. Be mindful. It's coming. If you're a T-Mobile customer, this is important. You should pay attention to what's happening.
If you didn't hear me, do you hear me now?
Oh man, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. They say T-Mobile is going to regret this decision right here, says Shirley P. She said, I'm not feeling this at all. They are going to truly regret this decision right here. I don't know. This is where we are. I mean, I think the way all of this really boils down to is we're giving up access, right? We're letting AI do more stuff. I'm a fan of AI, but I'm being very transparent. Airbnb is giving us more flexibility. T-Mobile is saying they're taking away services. I mean, this is a lot to deal with, right? And then DuckDuckGo with Google, they're saying, "Hey, no AI, come over here." So we're giving more keys to these major companies. At what point do we say enough is enough? At what point do we say we're going to stick to our guns and we're not going to do business with you, or we are going to do business with you? These are all things that we need to talk about, think about, and kind of go from there.
Tap in with us. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We simplify it for you. You can't say we didn't tell you. See y'all there. Don't miss out.